the competitors, the most important, race committee, BOM, AMSA, everybody that's made this race possible. Today we have 48 entries. We lost one overnight, but we've got 48 at the line today. Will be a magnificent start. Should be really beautiful this morning. Particularly want to thank Noakes for their sponsorship. As you know, without that sponsorship, we just couldn't do these races. And it's great to have Sean actually racing on the line today. So let's go straight to BOM. Hugh McDowell, I'm going to hand over to you.
Thank you very much. I'm not sure where the warm weather promise is coming from. That's not coming from me, I'm afraid. But hey, I'll do our best. So, just moving on to the synoptic charts here. So you can see there's like a little low moving through the southern Tasman at the moment. It's gone over Tasmania, it's on its way to New Zealand. It's just tightening up the isobars a little bit. That's why we've got a bit more wind this morning. Otherwise, we're high pressure and pretty settled conditions throughout the race, really. There's a few little weak troughy things moving across Tasmania and on their way to New Zealand, but nothing really affecting yourselves. They'll extend a little bit of cloud up at times and maybe a couple of showers. So you just continue to see these bits and pieces running across the far south, but generally high pressure across much of the coast. So in summary, fresh westerly winds this morning, bright sunny and cool weather to start the race, and that's extending a little way up the coast, but a bit further up the coast those winds do start to ease. High pressure is building and we'll see winds trend south and starting to ease through the coming days. Settled conditions throughout the race, a moderate but easing mid to long period south swell throughout. A couple of isolated showers Sunday to Tuesday as those winds start to go a bit more southerly. No thunderstorms expected. So I'm just going to show you a few charts for the winds. Now, just the scale on this is quite hard to read, but generally those greys are 5 knots, the yellows are 10 knots, the oranges are 15 knots. Where you see those 15 knots, there might be the odd 20 in there. But generally 10 to 15 westerly winds through this for the start and into the afternoon. The swell there, we've got 2 to 3 metres, 2 to 2.5 later this afternoon perhaps. And those west to southwest 5 to 10 knots closer to shore, 10 to 15 knots further offshore, lighter winds further north. Settled and sunny this afternoon and warming up a little bit. So for tonight, winds start easing off and we see a bit more of a southwesterly direction starting to creep in there. Swell starts dropping down, the weather stays settled and dry. For Sunday, winds are easing a little bit further. We're sort of generally around 5, maybe 10 knots, a bit further south towards Foster and Newcastle, if you're still down there, that is. Mostly sunny, but a couple of isolated showers just starting to creep in. We've still got that swell running. About 1.5 to 2 metres, and by the afternoon pretty similar conditions really. The winds may be going a bit more south, 5 to 10 knots, the strongest winds further south, a bit more cloud, isolated showers, the swell is still running at about 1.5 to 2 metres. By the time we get overnight, the winds are starting to ease further. You get a bit of a westerly land breeze close to the coast, but further offshore it's mostly southerlies and a bit of swell running. Isolated showers continue. By the afternoon on Monday, winds are kind of going quite variable. I mean, you start picking up a bit of a northerly further south, but as you get close to the coast and up towards the Gold Coast, west to southwesterlies up that way, 5 knots again, a few isolated showers here and there. Tuesday, I'm just going to double check them in sync. Yeah, all right, good. Yeah, not a lot of wind out there really, kind of starting to look at north to northwesterlies, maybe west along the coast, 5 knots. Swell is continuing to ease, a few isolated showers still. If you're still out there on Tuesday, we do see a bit of a refresh of southerly winds just as the high starts breaking down a bit and we get a 10 knot southerly starting to move up the coast. Isolated showers. And that's about it for the wind. Then as we get into currents, we've actually got quite an interesting pattern at the moment. There's light weak currents just offshore, but as you get further offshore there's this northerly moving branch of the EAC, a couple of eddies offshore Sydney, and one of those is moving in a northerly direction. Then as you get a bit further up the coast towards the Macquarie coast, there's quite a wide southerly moving current, sort of moderate, weaker just along that very coastal strip. And then that kind of eases off as you move a bit further north and you see weak currents along the coast, but a bit stronger further offshore. Sea temperatures, 20 to 21 down here, 19, 18, just very close to shore, but a little bit warmer as you go offshore. And then 20 to 22 to 23 as you move further north. And there's some tides for you. It's generally morning high tides, early morning high tides, and then evening high tides as well, with sort of around the middle of the day low tides. The Gold Coast forecast, if you do happen to get there on Sunday, then nice and sunny and dry with sort of nice mild temperatures, 21 degrees. Otherwise, a couple of showers starting to just drift in, but still pretty pleasant weather, you know, only a couple of showers, 21 degrees or so, might see a 22, light winds, fairly pleasant. So just to summarise, fresh west winds to start, well, moderate to fresh with settled weather, and then winds trend more southerly and start to ease light to moderate levels. As winds turn southerly, we see a few isolated showers, but there's no thunderstorms expected. Settled conditions generally prevail through the end of the race, easing wind speeds until we see a bit of a bump in wind speed on Tuesday. And we've got that southerly mid to long period swell, it's about 2 to 3 metres to start, and it eases slowly through the race. That's what I have for you. Any questions? Happy to answer them. No? Great.
Thanks, Hugh. Okay, so thank you, Hugh. So go to it. Good luck. Have a great race and a safe one. Thank you.